Welcome to Pro Se Lawsuit School Legal Center. Pro Se Center for Lawsuit School. Yeah, we got it right in there somewhere, Coach. Y'all, we got this. Yeah, we've been missing in action with some equipment issues, but we back right now, looking good, just like always, and bringing the fire. In today's video, we're going to talk about the response that we got from Jessica Henry. She's attorney that is, I'm going to say, responsible for Coach Donti being evicted and kicked out of her house and all of her stuff thrown out in the yard, her personal belongings thrown out in the yard. Yeah. Okay, but sometimes people have the courage to keep punching. And Coach Donti had the courage to keep punching. So, now we like a family now. We all punch together or punch something, Okay, no, I'm speaking literally. Well, we are punching in the legal way. We get it done before we get to court, so they don't want to. Okay, come on now, stay focused, Coach. Stay focused. Anyway, so we're going to talk about her response and stuff. But, before we get to all of that, I want you guys to make sure that you click on that bell and subscribe. Now, I got in trouble if I tell people to worry about anything else other than that, but YouTube makes it okay for me to tell y'all to subscribe so they can get the money. So, some other stuff y'all can do. Okay, I ain't walking on the fence. Okay, I'm not walking on the fence. But what it is what it is. But before we get started on what it is, I like to do a little research on people that want to challenge me or that I have to challenge or whatever, how you want to call it. We're not saying punchy no more because I don't want people to get the wrong idea. Okay, so before we get to this letter and the situation is dispute and the fact that the letter didn't address nothing in it, before we get to all that, I like to kind of take a look at who it is. I like to make sure that when I come to the table, I'm not coming with any question that I could have figured out on my own by doing some research, homework, whatever. That's how you roll when you jam without limitation. Research what? I'm not trying to ask nobody any question that I can figure out the answer to in like 5 minutes. Come on, 5 minutes. Okay, come on now. Y'all see what the questions is when we get over to that. But before we get to that, too, I'd like to take a look, maybe somebody that I got to challenge, maybe I might not want to challenge them. Okay, I can't say that and be serial, but I can't say that and be serial. And, I say that because I got the credentials. Okay, that's one of the things the attorney want to know, my credentials. Okay, and that's my number one credential. That's the first credential that I got in case I can't turn it sideways or reflect. I was much younger then, and if you have any idea or wondering what that is, that's my identification card that they gave me when I took the federal attorney. Shortly after I took the federal attorney. I got to go live free and stuff. Yeah, and eat. Well, yeah, it was. But you know what? I got, that ain't all I got. I got something else too. Okay. I got one of these. That's the federal bar card. I got a federal bar card. Yep, this is. It's real. It's on the website at winningcourtnow.com. I think I got it down to $25. I'm going to mark it down to $5, so everybody can get one. Because, I had an attorney tell me that it was fake. And so I said, well, let me see your license. You don't even have a license. And your bar card was issued by you. So we just issued our own self, our stuff. I don't see what is the difference? Why everybody want to be? Oh wait, there is no license to practice law. And the Swear versus the Board of Examiners, the Supreme Court rules that no state can license to practice law. So, but I played football and I did martial arts, box. I did all this crazy stuff. So, I've been hit in the face a few times. I'm like, okay, they're telling me I'm applying the case law wrong. It says that no state can license the practice of law. And I don't remember where the state actually licensed the practice of law. I think they have like the issue certificate, I think, and it don't mean, oh, no, like the practice of what? Show it to me, okay? Because I ain't seen it. And I told them, y'all show me y'all licensed to practice law, and I'll shut up. Otherwise, my bar card is just as badass as y'all's. Okay, all right, is it mine? Anybody else can get it from the website and just sign it themselves, because I don't require anybody to pay me a whole bunch of money and lie to people and treat and throw people's stuff out and stuff. Oh, wait a minute, Coach, just slow down. I like to do some research. If I'm going to get in the ring with somebody, I like to watch some videos. Oh, okay, that was sports, sorry. Okay, but for me, it's interesting. This job, helping people, it's interesting because, Sometimes people get in this with their heart in the right place. Sometimes I'm thinking, okay, I'm just thinking out loud. Sometimes people get in this with their heart in the right place. And sadly enough, and I'm talking now from personal experience. Oh wait, I was talking from personal experience. Every time I open my mouth sadly enough, some people end up the corporation. Okay, so what's that got to do with what we're talking about, Coach? We'll get to it. So if I got to go up against somebody, I want to know about them. I want to know if they're a nice person. I like them. You can tell if someone's a nice person when you do your research on them. Do they have 14 aliases? Is their real name the name that they put on the legal documents and on the stuff that they say give them the right to practice law without a license? I mean, sorry. I got it twisted because I heard that shit so much. I got it twisted. But you know what? We got time to untwist it up. I'm going to do a screen share, and then we're just going to kind of take a look at Miss Henry and see, what kind of person she is. Because, I ain't trying to say nobody's somebody. Somebody ain't somebody. Okay, so we're back, and we're looking at, the law firm where it appears that Miss Henry is employed at the moment. And, I'm not sure if it's the right address because they got several, but I think that's pretty much, and you guys can kind of see how this. Oh, areas of practice: foreclosure, services, bankruptcy, transitional. The firm litigates judicial foreclosures and conducts non-judicial foreclosures via its affiliate prestige default system. Affiliate prestige default system. You know what that is? It sounds like something that we need, right? Okay, so we're just gonna. We'll come back to that if we need to. But I just kind of looked her up on the internet there. Nothing. Well, we did do some other special stuff, but we're just going to show this right now. And here's a picture of her. Appears to be her LinkedIn page, and her name is Henry J.D., criminal justice expert, wrongful convictions, second chances, and death penalties. Author, UC Press, host, and justice and podcast, attorney, and legal commentator. Man, she got a whole bunch of. Well, here's another page of her. She's professional on-air legal analyst. Oh, here's something interesting about her. Jessica Henry. She studied justice for 18 years. And, she ranked in title a professor, associate professor, assistant professor, chair. She's been very university distinguished scholar, full convictions, death penalties. That's her education. Some award-winning books. And the one that she's most known for is called Jessica S. Henry Smoke, but no fire. Convicting the innocent of crimes that never happened. And she wrote that when she was out in California, and it won a bunch of awards. Convicting the innocent of crimes that never happened. Now that's really interesting, because when I started looking back on why we're here and what the dispute is, it appears to me that Coach Donti got convicted of a crime that never happened. They said she didn't pay her stuff. She already paid. She paid in full using stamps. Stampas. I don't know that much about that process yet, but I'll learn about it down the road somewhere. Paid in full. Oh, wait. No, when she signed the thing, she paid then because the bank didn't sign nowhere. The bank didn't. When she said, "Oh, wait," the bank signed later after she left. That's a whole nother RICO situation. Okay. When Coach Donti sat down and signed, nobody from the bank signed next to her. I'm pretty sure that's how that happened. And then after she left the table, the bank vice president stamped paid to the order of on it, turned it into a security, and some places, Linda Green, the rebel signer people, which were a bunch of kids in the room, signed a bunch of stuff, and that's how so then it was processed to the Federal Reserve for electronic credit. Now, Modern Money Mechanics, publication put out by these white dudes who know okay, I read the book, okay, they know way more about the fracking banking system than I do, said that they were granted 9 times the amount that went into a demand deposit account. Oh, and then they took the money from the people that was there last, and then they trying to take, okay, so we getting complicated. No, it's not complicated. Let's back up for a minute. How'd this start? You signed, they did this stuff, okay, and then the property transfer statutes mandate that then it's supposed to be delivered to your house. But that's not what happened, Jessica, Ms. Henry. That's not what happened, I don't think. Coach Donti's deed wasn't, they made a copy of it and delivered the copy to her so Coach Donti could think she had. I wonder what would happen if I did that and sent the copy to them so they could think they had legal. Okay, so, what they do is what they did was their constructive registration. And Attorney Jessica Henry, you can come on my live stream anytime and tell people how I'm crazy with whatever I'm saying. Okay, because, so what happened next, they did what's called their constructive registration. Look it up. I didn't just learn all this. Look, they did what they call the constructive registration. And they registered her deed in their office. And that registration, I used to think started was for the property tax, but that's not true. That registration allowed the first illegal lien to be put on the property. And I'm not that smart, so according to me, the first illegal lien was the mortgage lien. Okay, come on now. Y'all just stick with me for a second, okay? The mortgage lien. And the reason it was illegal in my head, because the fact that the alleged lender, the other bar members that Miss Henry associates with, okay, because it wasn't a lender, we already covered that. So don't, no, I got it. The fact that the alleged lender accepted the private property owner's signature on the docket proves that they own that shit already, and I smell stink. I'm just saying. I don't know where it gets complicated. Oh, wait. Back before they took gold and silver, I don't know, back sometime, I don't know how long ago it was, okay? But, they didn't require you to allow them to register your deed in their office. You kept your deed under your pillow or in your coffee cup or buried outside, wherever the hell you kept your money. Your stash money. You know what I'm talking about. And then if somebody wanted to get on your property, they showed up with they notarized original copy of the deed. And then if they say it was notarized before yours, then, you got a problem. But how could that happen if you only got one person looking at it? Oh, once it's placed in their office, now the whole world look at it. People who know what they're doing can log on overseas and log in and take over that, Oh, wait, there's another way your property gets served up to people overseas. It's through the land bank. The land bank is connected to the Register of Deeds Association. And in my opinion, once they get done with the illegal registration, they send it over to the Registration Deed Association, the Illegal Registration of Deeds Association over there. And then that's, in my opinion, okay, that's where it gets lined up to go out on the computer to all these all these freaking people that invest in stealing people's property, all the realtors, to people overseas. But how does it get all through there? How is that all? Did you know there was a land bank? The land bank is connected to the Register of Deeds Association, I'm pretty sure. If I was suing them for foreclosure on my property or stealing my stuff, I would include the land bank in there. Okay, I was thinking I have my sights on the Register of Deeds, the office would all love the deeds, but shoot, I'm thinking all them deeds that's in that office already in the land bank. Look it up. Now, we're just going to kind of, the book that she wrote is, helps people or help people. I don't know. I guess I haven't read it. But the interesting thing is, it appears to me, I don't know, that she's doing the same thing that she talked about in the book, and she was helping people. I don't know. She don't seem to be helping people right now. I don't know, but we wrote them a letter, a notice letter, and she didn't respond to it. She responded to it, and I'm going to now reply to her response, so to speak. And so this is subject response to your July 13th, 2026 correspondence. Ms. Henry, your response fails to address the actual legal dispute and lack of due process concern. So the fact remains that the concerns raised regarding the non-judicial administrative court process surrounding the unlawful eviction have not concerning the administrative process, the eviction proceedings, and the deprivation of rights, and the conduct of those involved continues to be evaluated. Your July 13th correspondence response will be maintained as part of the record regarding the notice, response, and opportunity to honestly address the issues raised. Please ensure that all records, communication, email, notes, files, recordings, electronic data, and documents relating to this matter are preserved. This preservation request extends to information within possession, custody, or control of your clients, and or other person or persons or entities acting on your behalf or involved with the theft of Coach Donti's property. You hereby requested to provide substantive written response addressing the issues raised in our notice within 3 business days of the receipt of this correspondence. Should you decline to do so or continue to avoid the substance of the dispute, Coach Donti will proceed accordingly without further notice. All rights, claims, remedies, causes of actions, and available relief are expressly preserved, and reserved. Pro Se Legal School continues to assist Coach Donti in learning how to protect her private property interests and understand the legal process affecting her due process rights. Thank you, Ms. Henry, for your cooperation in this matter. Maybe we can work toward some kind of situation where this can work out happy for everybody. You'll have to talk to Coach Donti about that. I'm thinking she liked to do that and get back in her house. But that's going to be up to you guys. How far you guys want to take this down the road. Thank you for the value of sharing your time, everybody. Oh, and by the way, we're gonna have a playlist with just all of the videos in it that we make for Coach Donti until she gets back in her property. And so that's how we're going to do that. Just let you know. Thank you for the value of sharing your time. I'll see you guys in the next beatdown video.